Hey, g'day everyone. Right, just another quick video. I've begun sanding this initial coat of 2-pack primer with a wet 240, and yes, that is putty, you can see in there. And yeah, as I mentioned in previous videos, I rubbed the bare plastic with an 80 grit to try and get some mechanical adhesion. I then sprayed it with a plastic adhesion primer, and then I've gone over that with the 2-pack primer. And yeah, the main reason for wet sanding this is because the dust from the 2-pack primer is just as toxic as the fumes from spraying it. So yeah, it's really not a good idea to be dry sanding it. Yeah, I mean, you can wear masks and whatever, but yeah, you really don't want the dust floating around, especially inside a shed here. You know, you might get away with it outside with the mask on, but yeah. But anyway, as I said, I've never actually puttied plastic. I'm hoping that, you know, this part of the bumper is actually rigid enough, and that because I've got the 80 grade scratches and the primers and everything under it, that it will hold. I mean, obviously if I was to run into anything, it'd probably fall out, but yeah, I'm hoping that it's going to stay in there, and I've taken every precaution I can think of to make it bond to it. Yeah, I will, as showed before, I haven't, sprayed the whole thing. I only sprayed where the bare plastic was, stuff that wasn't previously painted, and where it was damaged. And yeah, this is not as thick as what it looks. It's I suppose at the deepest could be 3mm, and actually still feels a bit high actually. I might try going over just the actual putty with a small dry 180 or something. After that's dry, of course, that putty has absorbed water now. This is the reason why you don't wet rub putty on that's on bare metal, because it absorbs the water and it'll rust underneath it pretty much immediately. So yeah, a bit more to come off that edge too. And yeah, the other thing I want to show you, and this is the reason I've got the 2 blocks out here. There's another one here. These are the 3 that I use mostly. Occasionally, I'll also use this one. This one's a bit more rigid. This is if you got a flat area and you're trying to just take off a small lump of putty or imperfection, and you don't want to make any sort of high or lower in it. Well, that's when I'll use that, but yeah, I don't really use that one very much. This is my favourite. I've had this for years and years, and I actually bought this from the plaster shop. It was bought for sanding plaster on plasterboard. But yeah, this is my go-to hand sander for any sort of large area, because it takes a half sheet of paper. It's got a thin amount of foam rubber underneath it, which sort of cushions it that little bit, allows you to keep contours to a certain extent. You can use it dry, wet, and oh geez, must have had this for 20 years now. Never had any sort of issue with it. And you can buy these, I said, at any plaster shop. most hardwares, they're cheap, and they're, you know, being a half sheet of sandpaper, they're, yeah, really good for like larger panels for flattening. So, yeah. Anyway, I shall persist, and yeah, areas where I've gone through to the plastic, which will probably be most of it, I'll go over that again with the plastic adhesion primer, and I'll finish rubbing the all the painted panel, and then I'll go over the whole thing again with a couple of coats of 2-pack primer, and then I'll guide that, coat that, and rub that with probably about a 400. I think I probably should go to 6, considering I'm putting metallic paint. That's what all the spray painters and everything advise. They, some of them go up to 8. But I sort of got this theory that if you go too fine, then you're going to end up with it peeling, you know. So I try to get some mechanical adhesion. And I've sprayed metallic paints over 400 before and haven't had an issue. So that's probably all I'll do, actually. Is I'll go with the 400. So, and, yeah. Anyway, just a little update, and yeah, wanted to show you those sanders, the bigger one especially. So, okay, thanks for watching, and hit the like, please.